Hi there, and welcome to my third video of this Prison Architect series. I'll be showing you my tips and tricks that I've picked up while playing this really amazing game that is in alpha right now. So here we are, just finishing off my showers, making sure to get all the piping worked out so that the showers can actually have water. And in my previous videos I've built my holding cell, my kitchen, and my utilities room. I believe my storage room as well. So now we'll designate that room as the shower, and you can see there's a few things left in it, but for the grant's sake it's complete. And designate my kitchen and hire my chefs. Been playing around with the chef to cooker to prisoner ratio, how many chefs are needed to be able to use how many cookers to be able to cook food for how many prisoners. There's quite a learning curve on half this, but once you kind of start to figure it out, it makes things a lot easier. Now, one thing I do know is 2 cookers will supply 1 serving table. So 4 cookers I'm using 2 serving tables to start with. And as you can see, I'm placing everything down before I build the foundation, just so I know where everything is going to go. And as I pointed out in previous videos, there seems to be a problem with it picking it up. Obviously I can't tell a difference between a bench and a table, so I placed the whole row of benches before I realized they're not tables. So I just correct myself. And there you can see, at the beginning of this new day, you can see I have my workshop. That's why I've designated so much as workshop, and I only remove it when I need them removed. And now here comes the foundation. Right now I'm only building it as big as it needs to be, just to save on the space for when I want to expand later. If I'm going to expand my kitchen later, I'll just drag it out. I mean my canteen, sorry. Kitchen, I might have to build a second kitchen just to cope, but I'll probably do a clone of that. 4 cookers, 4 fridges, and 2 sinks. Okay, so let my workers work their little butts off. And you have to wait till it's completed before it allows you to designate that room, because it has to be an indoors. And there we go. I now have my kitchen satisfied. My canteen satisfied, sorry. So the workers are running around installing lights, and they won't work without power, so let's drag over our electrical cable. And my shower's nicely ready to go. Decide that I need to light up my storage room. I know some people don't, just because it's not an important part of the prison, but I like lighting the rooms up for the aesthetics. I don't know why the utilities room doesn't have lights in it. I'll probably fix that later on. Right now my costs are pretty low, only 400, just because I only have more than that, 1400 I believe. Yeah, 10 workers, 4 chefs, $100 a day each. So here I realize I don't want this part being accessible to prisoners, so I'm building off the fence to keep them out. And because it's going to be used by the workers a lot, I'm putting the double door in just so there's a little bit more traffic for them to be able to go through. And wait for him to come put it in. Oh, maybe I don't. And that's, I guess, all I have left to build is the yard. So here's where I make a big mistake with the yard. Right now, the tiles of designated rooms are just this black, white, black, white, black, white, sorry. And it's all well and good placing the yard here. If it's green, you see it. But once I make the yard, you can't tell where the yard begins and the workshop ends. So I just confused myself a whole lot. And you see a worker there is stuck trying to move a light bulb. That happens. Now here's me trying to figure out where the yard begins and the workshop ends. It would be nice if they color coordinated these tiles for stuff like this. I'm sure in future builds actually the workshop will need to be indoors and have objects in it to make it a workshop. So that will remove that confusion later on. But I realized that I had a couple of shower heads left over in my inventory. Obviously some that I paid for didn't get placed. So I make sure to set those down. And here's my guesswork at where to place these exercise benches. I don't think it really matters in the end, whether it's in the yard or the workshop. I believe they'll still use it after all. But I guess just for the blueprints standpoint of it, I wanted to keep things kind of together. Alright, so checking my power requirements. I always check it, make sure I don't go too high. If I get into the last bar, that's when I'll place a new capacitor or two. So I decided they're out there, they're waiting. When they're waiting out there, they don't run off. They just happily stand there. But they will degrade their needs. So literally if you leave them standing there too long, they will just come into the prison and start riots right away. Now, this part of the prison I kind of just squished in together. I wanted my offices down here, but I kind of realized that I messed it up. Everything's too tight. So now I need to figure it out. Offices have to be 4x4 in size. And the foundation size has to be bigger than the actual indoor size because you have to account for the walls. But anyways, that's the end of this video. Now I will be working on the next video right away, and maybe it'll be up later today. I hope you enjoy the videos, and if you have any comments, please leave some comments, and I will be gladly answering them in these videos as I'll leave you with the last screens.